The streets of Seattle were glowing under the soft shimmer of streetlights, the night air filled with the faint scent of rain that often clung to the city. Emily Carter, a young woman in her mid-20s, had returned to the city after several years away. She was a journalist by profession, but her heart longed for something deeper, something beyond deadlines and breaking news. Her parents had moved to a quieter town in Oregon, but Seattle was still the place that carried her memories, both joyful and painful. Emily's story truly began the night she stepped into a small vintage bookstore tucked between two modern cafes downtown. Its wooden sign read, "Moonlight Pages." She had once spent entire afternoons there as a teenager, reading romantic novels in the corner by the window. Now, the store looked almost the same, except for the man who stood behind the counter. Daniel Brooks was tall, with dark brown hair that curled slightly at the ends. His hazel eyes held both mystery and warmth, and his quiet smile made strangers feel as though they'd known him for years. Daniel had inherited the store from his late uncle and had been running it for 3 years. For him, the store was more than a business. It was a safe haven, a place where stories breathed and healed people's hearts. Emily wandered through the aisles, running her fingers along the spines of books, until Daniel's voice broke the silence. "Looking for something special?" he asked. Emily turned, slightly startled but smiling. "Maybe just something familiar." "It's been years since I was here." Daniel studied her face for a moment before recognition lit up his eyes. "Wait, you're Emily, right? You used to sit in the corner window and read for hours." I remember her eyes widened in surprise. "You remember me?" He chuckled softly. It's hard to forget someone who treated books like best friends. Their conversation was light at first, about books and the city, but as the evening wore on, an unspoken connection began to bloom. Emily hadn't expected that an ordinary stop at the bookstore would make her heart stir in ways it hadn't for years. Over the next few weeks, Emily found herself visiting Moonlight Pages more often. Sometimes she bought books. Sometimes she simply talked with Daniel. Their conversations drifted from favorite authors to their childhood dreams, and then to deeper matters of life and loss. But under the growing warmth between them, something darker lurked in the shadows of Seattle's streets. A string of small fires had been spreading across the city, each one set deliberately. And strangely enough, each fire was located near places Daniel often visited. One evening, as Emily was walking home from the bookstore, she noticed smoke rising only a few blocks away. People rushed toward the scene, shouting. A local art gallery had caught fire, and though the fire department arrived quickly, the flames devoured much of the building. Emily's instincts as a journalist pushed her to investigate. She couldn't ignore the eerie connection between the fire locations and Daniel's routine. When she brought it up to him, his face grew pale. "You think I had something to do with this?" he asked quietly. "No," Emily said immediately. "But don't you think it's strange? Every fire has been near you. What if someone's trying to frame you?" His jaw tightened, and for the first time, Emily saw the storm behind his calm eyes. "There are things about my past you don't know," he said. That night, Emily went home with a restless heart. She wanted to believe in Daniel, yet doubt lingered. Who was he really, and what secret was he hiding? Days passed, and Seattle grew more unsettled as the fires continued. Police searched for answers, but no arrests were made. Emily dug deeper into Daniel's past, using her press contacts. She discovered that years ago, Daniel's younger brother had died in a house fire, a fire that had never been fully explained. Since then, Daniel had been haunted by guilt, even though he wasn't to blame. When Emily confronted him, Daniel admitted the truth. "My brother's death changed everything. People whispered, they blamed me, even when there was no proof. I left for years to escape it, but when I came back, I promised myself I'd rebuild something good here. This bookstore, it's my redemption. Tears stung Emily's eyes. She realized how much pain he carried beneath his gentle smile. But who was behind the fires now? And why target him again? One stormy night, Emily stayed late at the bookstore, helping Daniel organize shelves. As thunder rumbled, she caught sight of a shadow outside the window, a figure moving quickly in the rain. A flicker of light flashed, and suddenly, the alley beside the store began to glow with fire. "Daniel!" Emily cried. He rushed outside with her, grabbing the fire extinguisher. Together, they battled the flames until the fire trucks arrived. Neighbors gathered, whispering about Daniel on